All right, good morning. Welcome back to your chemistry class. Yeah, glad you're here. Purpose of this video is to go through answers for your significant figure homework. So yesterday we figured out that significant figure that numbers tell you both a quantity and also the precision of your tool, like the tool that you use to measure with. And when we say how many significant figures does this number have, what we're saying is like how much confidence do we have in this measurement based on the original tool that we used to make the measurement. So all of these things have the question of how many sig figs, which really just means how confident are we in our answer. I'm going to do this entire quarter with the assumption that you do not have a printer on your desk. If you do and you want to print this, awesome. I'm going to write the whole thing out on paper, which is, I think, a fabulous option the whole way through. We did some of these together yesterday, but I'll just redo them here. Your question is how many sig figs? Every one of these numbers is significant. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all significant. That has 4 sig figs. 2 we did together as well. These are beginning zeros. Since they are in the beginning, even though there's a decimal, they're beginning zeros. All beginning zeros are always not significant. However, this tool shows us that we have something that is 0.023. We have confidence in these place values. This has 2 sig figs. 3 asks you about the number 890. We did this one together yesterday also. Here, the 0 is in an end spot because it's after your other two numbers. It's an ending 0. You will note there is no decimal. Because there is no decimal, that 0 is not significant. We are confident in these measurements. We are not confident in exactly that 0. We don't really know. It's about 890. We're confident in the 8 and the 9. That is 2 sig figs. Here's getting to the new stuff. Number 4 says 91010. Okay, here you have zeros in a middle spot and also in an end spot. Good. Okay, so you are totally sure that 9 and 1 are always significant. It's the zeros that get sticky. This is a middle 0. Middle zeros are always significant because your measuring tool could see the place values on either side. Therefore, it was also totally able to see this place value in between. Middle 0 is always significant. That this one is significant. This is an end 0 over here. End zeros are sometimes significant based on the decimal. There is no decimal, so therefore this 0 is not significant. And this number has 4 sig figs. This number looks similar to the previous number, but we've got a significant difference. Get it? That's like kind of a pun. Maybe not. The difference is here we have a decimal. That decimal changes the entire picture. We still know with total confidence that 9 and 1 are significant numbers always. This is still a middle 0. Middle zeros are always significant. Here's more end zeros, but now we have a decimal. Somebody bothered to write the decimal. These are both ending zeros, and there is a decimal. Therefore, this number means that we are totally certain that it is exactly this amount. These ending zeros with that decimal are significant. This tool is just way better at measuring than that tool is. Well, I shouldn't say value judgment. This one is more precise. You can see that level of precision with this tool. You cannot see this level of precision with this tool. This tool gives you a more approximate answer. This one gives you a more precise answer. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This has 6 sig figs. Moving right along. Number 6. This has a bunch of numbers. This is 1, 0, 9, 0.00. Gotta love the zeros. 1, 0. Okay, great. Every year people have different ways of thinking about this one, so I'll explain it. And like, usually we teach each other these answers, but obviously we can't because of virtual. So I'll explain it a couple different ways that I've heard students explain it to each other over time. You still, like the 1 and the 9 and the 1, you know those are significant. Here's another middle 0. We know that this one is significant because it is a middle 0. And when I think of this, I see that these are all significant because they're all middle zeros. They've got a 9 on one side, they've got a 1 on the other side. These are all significant zeros. Some people will see that this is an end 0 after a decimal, like there is a decimal in this picture, and this is an ending 0 after a decimal. So therefore this is significant, therefore all of these are significant because they are middle zeros. You get to the same place both ways. And really these are all middle zeros, so they are all significant because they are middle zeros. Middle zeros are always significant. I always block in things based on the numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Some people block in because this last 0 is also significant because it is an end 0 after a decimal, therefore it is significant. Great. This number has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This has 8 significant figures. That's a very precise tool. Number 7 here, we have more zeros. You are not surprised to see a bunch of zeros because it's zeros that are going to make your life complicated. Okay. There's no middle zeros in this one, so that's something. You know the 1 and the 2 are significant, totally for sure. Here you have some beginning zeros and also an end 0. There is a decimal in this picture. We do have a decimal printed. Let's do this. All beginning zeros are always not significant. So these are all not significant because they are in the beginning, they come before your like numbers, your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Zeros before your numbers are not significant. Zeros after your numbers are significant if there's a decimal in the picture. Is there a decimal in the picture? Yes, there is. Your decimal's all the way over here, but it still is there. It still kind of matters in your significance thingy. This 0 here, this ending 0, is saying that we're totally sure that it is exactly 0.00120. Like it is exactly that amount. That's what that 0 is doing there. In math class that wouldn't matter, but here, because it's an ending 0 after a decimal, it is significant. This number has 3 sig figs. I'm going to do half of your answers in this video, half in another, just because of timing. But let's go through at least 1 through 10 here. 8 is, oh, we did 8 together also. 3.4 times 10 to the 4. We said soon, and on Wednesday, we'll figure out this times 10 to the whatever nonsense stuff. Information. This is important information. This means this is a big number. But for today, when we're looking at significance of the measurement and how much we can actually see, since it's a big number, but that we don't have confidence in any other place values besides these 2. So we are confident in our 3, we are confident in our 4, because they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This number has 2 sig figs. Number 9 is another one with scientific notation. 9, yeah, throws a little something else at you as well. Here you have a decimal, a trailing 0, a times 10, raised to the exponent of -3. Awesome. Yeah, we did some with this yesterday because these can look big, and on Wednesday we'll get you a bunch of practice, and you may have seen these before, and if you have or if you haven't, it's totally cool. We'll get you there, don't worry. But for today, significance of numbers, you're just looking at these. You know your 9 is significant. You have a 0, you have to deal with your 0. It is an ending 0 because it is after the 9, and there is a decimal, so therefore it is significant. This number has 2 significance. Last one on this video, I'll make a part 2 later. Number 10 says 9.010 times, I should say 0, times 10 to the -2. There's another times 10 to the something. Like number 9, we'll get that soon. Here, your 9 you know is confident, your 1 you know is confident. You have 2 zeros you have to deal with. This one's a middle 0. Middle zeros are always significant. This is an end 0. And just like this one up here, this is an end 0 after a decimal. Because of that decimal, we are confident in this. We didn't have to write that. We wrote it because we are confident. Because it is after a decimal, it is a trailing 0. We are confident in it. Therefore, this has 4 significant figures. Okay, I'll make the other half of the key in a different video, but there's 1 through 10. I'll always show you the full key. We did some of this in our notes yesterday. This is your page, how many sig figs? Again, you could print this if you wanted to, but you will not have to print anything throughout the whole quarter. I'm just doing the whole key on screen. And there you go. Let me know your questions. I'll do the other half in a second, and enjoy.